What a week for Mortal Kombat news. So we have a Mortal Kombat Legends 2 teaser, Dwayne Johnson rumored to be in the next Mortal Kombat movie, and could a Mortal Kombat Anthology game actually be the next NetherRealm Studios game that we just never saw coming? That and so much more on today's Mortal Kombat News MashUp. So let's talk about this Mortal Kombat Collection Anthology game from NetherRealm Studios. So this is kind of out of left field, at least for me. I mean, we've been talking about the next NetherRealm Studios game for weeks now, and this user on Twitter basically posted a picture of a collection of cover arts for the MK Kollection Online, and it shows a Scorpion and then Sub-Zero kind of splitting the cover, and it's supposedly an anthology game covering, I guess, the original Mortal Kombat trilogy remastered, so MK 1, 2, and 3, possibly. Now, this is rumored to have a release maybe this year, given that we have cover art for Xbox One, Switch, and it's kind of a newer, updated version of the cover art, not like from previous covers of previous generation games. So it's more up to date. So that would think that it's either this year or maybe even next year. Now, of course, nothing is official. This is all just rumor and speculation, but this does kind of make some sense since Ed Boon has been doing some polls recently on Twitter asking fans what they'd like to see as far as like a remastered game. And he's been talking about, remastered games that he'd like to see. And a lot of fans voted for Shaolin Monks, which I think, obviously, if that's what fans want, that's what fans should get. But I think he's just kind of more maybe seeing what the interest would be if fans want a remastered Mortal Kombat game. Now, I feel like they've done this before, or there was like some type of unofficial Mortal Kombat 3 remastered game where they've re-released them for the consoles, like the more up-to-date consoles. So they have had some type of remastering, but never like in one set that you could buy that I'm aware of. And I remember Uncaged did a video not too long ago talking about how if we had more of the 3D era games remastered in an anthology, he would buy and it would probably sell out. So I think maybe this is like the first taste of what's to come. Maybe this could actually happen and we do get some type of Mortal Kombat Collection anthology of, I guess of course the original trilogy, but it would be nice if we either had 3D era games or some even thought, which also could be true, it could be remastered versions of 9, 10, and then include Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate in there. That would also be cool. I would buy that if it was 9 and 10 remastered, and then you have 11 in there just to kind of complete the trilogy. That'd be pretty dope. And like all the DLC, that would be like the ultimate Mortal Kombat game right there as far as current modern, era. Other evidence to go with this is Ed Boon has been kind of reposting and tweeting about, the original motion capture cast, motion actors from the original Mortal Kombat game, specifically Mortal Kombat through Mortal Kombat 3. And he's been, retweeting stuff about conventions they're going to be at and fan pictures that they've been taking with and together and stuff like that, like Sonya, Jack, Sindel. I think even Sub-Zero's been in there. So, he's been posting stuff like that, which kind of gets people thinking, oh yeah, this for sure is going to be something to do with the original trilogy. All right, so let's talk about Dwayne Johnson possibly being in a Mortal Kombat movie sequel. So there's a rumor going around that Warner Brothers is looking to add Dwayne Johnson to the cast of the Mortal Kombat movie sequel. And now we know that there has not been an official announcement for the Mortal Kombat movie sequel, but we do know that one is probably imminent. And then if we were to get one, they're looking to add more named actors to the roster compared to the cast that we got in the first Mortal Kombat movie. Not that there was nothing wrong with the cast in the first one. I think the majority of them were great. But now that not all of them, but a good chunk of them died, or some may not return for the second one, that leaves the door open for new characters to come in. And so I think when they're going to do that, I think they're going to try to introduce more named characters to kind of balance it out and maybe attract more fans to the movie for the second go-around. Now, The Rock has been in previous Warner Brothers movies. He's been in San Andreas, Central Intelligence. He's going to be the upcoming Black Adam. He's also going to be in, I think, the Super Pets movie, like the DC Super Pets movie. He's also supposed to be producing a movie coming out for later on with Warner Brothers. So he's kind of like in with Warner Brothers. So it does kind of make sense they want to keep him kind of in the, keep him in the family and see what other projects he can get him hooked on. So given that he's in DC right now, and Mortal Kombat the sequel probably will take a little while before we actually get it, like another 2-3 years, it's not unreasonable that they actually have The Rock in there. So I think this is actually okay. And I can kind of see the reasoning behind it as, if you think about it, he does kind of bring good box office numbers. Obviously with Jumanji, that did really, really well. I think on average he makes about $70 million, when I looked it up, about $70 million per picture on average, which is not bad. That's more than what Mortal Kombat did now. So even though it was during the pandemic. So I think The Rock could be box office gold to Mortal Kombat, and that's at least what Warner Brothers is thinking. So who would he play? Now, I think it's very clear, given his stature, he's obviously not going to play Rico. or Reiko, unless they bring Reiko back. I don't think that's going to happen. But I think obviously the best choice for him, given he doesn't really play, I mean, aside from Fast and Furious, he doesn't really play supporting characters very well. So I think if he's going to be the sole character, being a villain is the best thing for him. And I think we'll get to see what he does in Black Adam. So I would say Shao Kahn would be the best thing for him. I saw some online say like Motaro, and I'm like, I don't think Motaro would be good for him. I think Shao Kahn would be the best character for him to play. That would heighten up obviously his physique. He's already got it there. And of course his attitude and like his, just his gravitas, all that kind of stuff. Can you smell what Shao Kahn's cooking? I mean, how would you not want to see that on the screen? So I think The Rock could pull it off. I mean, he can't do any worse than what the guy did in Mortal Kombat Annihilation. So I'm pretty sure The Rock. I mean, heck, he was a Scorpion King in the Mummy series. So I think he can hold his own. Would you want to see The Rock in the next Mortal Kombat movie? Would you want to see him play Shao Kahn? Let me in the comments below. Next up, let's talk about the Mortal Kombat Legends 2 teaser that we got on Friday. So, again, out of nowhere, we've been expecting some type of news, maybe like a sequel announcement for the Mortal Kombat movie, but no. After we got the cover art for Mortal Kombat Legends Battle of the Realms, and we did get some details about it, we also got a teaser of Mortal Kombat Legends 2, and it's saying that the teaser, or the trailer, the official trailer, will drop this upcoming Friday. Hopefully I'll get to do a trailer reaction to that, because I'm pretty sure it's going to be dope. But it looks pretty cool. It's very reminiscent, as I've been seeing people talk about online, of the 1995 Mortal Kombat movie, where it just basically shows like a dragon kind of like, jumping away from you, and it's like all in flames, and it shows Mortal Kombat Legends Battle of the Realms. Super, super cool. And I also want to share some tidbits about some new details that were also released with the cover art that give us more details about the One Being and his purpose in the movie. So these details, which I said were included with the release date info and box art that I found on comicsbeat.com, states that in Mortal Kombat Legends Battle of the Realms, our team of heroes are besieged by the enemy forces of Shao Kahn, forcing Raiden and his group of warriors into a deal to compete in a final Mortal Kombat that will determine the fate of the realms. Now our heroes must travel to Outworld in order to defend Earthrealm, and simultaneously Scorpion must find the ancient Kamidogu before it's used to resurrect the One Being, which would mean certain destruction of all things in the universe. Time is short and the stakes are high in this action-packed continuation of the Mortal Kombat journey. So that was like an official plot synopsis, what that goes with the cover art, which I thought was really good because, when I talked about the characters that were confirmed for Mortal Kombat Legends, the sequel, the One Being was thrown in there and I was like, whoa, is he just like a flashback thing, or if he's actually going to have like a purpose? So it's cool that we're going to have like these two kind of simultaneous stories going on. It does give Scorpion some new purpose because we're all like, well, what is he going to do now after this one? So now we know. And I saw someone on Twitter say that this movie is basically Mortal Kombat 2 and Deception merged together. And that's a perfect description of this, and I am all for it. I think I would love to see more of these Mortal Kombat animation, and again, the movie, maybe try to delve into some of the storylines that we only get to see in video games of the newer generation. So we already know Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and even 3 a little bit, so it's nice to see that we have like Deception coming in there, maybe Armageddon someday, given that we got the teaser in the Mortal Kombat movie. So I'm all for that, and it's nice to see that we might get a glimpse of the actual One Being doing something, maybe almost getting summoned, and having Shinnok and all the other stuff thrown in there to kind of just make it a really kind of awesome animated movie. Like I said, trailer comes this Friday, so make sure you're getting ready to watch that, and hopefully I get to do a trailer reaction to go along with it. And for our final story of the day, let's talk about how Warner Brothers Games is going to be staying put at AT&T for now. And I feel like I've said that before in a previous video, which I'm pretty sure I have. So this comes after EA Games has announced that they're going to buy Playdemic, which is the one that makes Golf Clash, from Warner Brothers Game Studios, and leave the rest with AT&T. So we've been wanting to know for a while now, what is going to happen with Warner Brothers Games? Will all the little studios underneath them stay with them? Are they going to go to their other places? Or are part going to stay with AT&T, so I'm going to go to Discovery? So from this deal, we have learned that EA is going to buy Playdemic, who makes Golf Clash. That studio will go to EA. Everything else will stay with Warner Brothers Games. But Warner Brothers Games, from the press release that EA put out, we learned that they're going to Discovery. So AT&T will no longer have WB Games. It's going to go to Discovery, which I think is great. So that means that Warner Media, which has the IPs that the video games need to, cooperate with each other for licensing, they're good to go. They're grouped. So Harry Potter, Mortal Kombat, the DC stuff, they should all be good. Star Wars, Lego, all that kind of stuff, it should be good. So we should not have a problem. And I think maybe with the new Helm of Discovery, it might take a little bit. I think that we can get some good stuff going, and that kind of explains why NetherRealm Studios is hiring, because it's under new leadership, basically, as far as the big overall parent company. I think also with that, it could also bring different ideas for new IPs to come into play, because Discovery has quite a bit of IPs too, and I know you're thinking, what is the Discovery Channel going to do as far as that? Now, it could be a shot in the dark, but they have some things they could probably pull out. And, the way things are going nowadays with mergers, I don't think we're done seeing other studios acquire other studios. So it's all not possible that, like with Amazon buying MGM, we could still see maybe Discovery or something happening where, maybe the rest of Warner Media or something, where the rest of the company goes to somebody else, or, maybe they merge with, people are thinking Universal or maybe Paramount. Who knows? I mean, it's still, the possibilities are endless, because with Disney being such a big conglomerate, since they swooped up 20th Century Fox, now 20th Century Studios, it never is without the realm possibility that somebody else could come in and swoop up these other studios, which would also include Warner Brothers games. So for now, it's with Discovery, and that does mean that Mortal Kombat and NetherRealm Studios and, all the other Warner Brothers studios, like for, W Montreal, making Gotham Knights, Rocksteady, all that stuff, they're safe for now. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you think about Warner Brothers games being now with Discovery, now with AT&T. And if you're a Goth Flash fan, are you glad that EA bought up Playdemic? Love to hear comments down below. And that's it for today's Mortal Kombat News Mashup. Let me know what you think about the stories I covered as far as the MK Collection. Are you excited about that game coming out if it comes out? Are you excited about Dwayne Johnson possibly being in a new upcoming Mortal Kombat movie sequel? Do you want to play Shao Kahn if he does? If not Shao Kahn, do you think it's Motaro or another character? And yeah, are you excited for Mortal Kombat Legends Battle of the Realms, the trailer coming on Friday? Are you excited about this movie? Love to hear your thoughts down below. That's it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed that like button, was it this one, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time on the Mashup.